Okay, so this is about a 3-second delay, but this is actually my second time doing a commentary here because my video actually screwed up, so I have to commentate. An entire section just had a black screen, and since I don't have any audio on the video except for my commentary, it was just a black screen for like 5 minutes or so. So yeah, I took that little segment out. And, yeah, I'm not sure, okay, it must have been that one. So, yeah, in this video, I was talking about the initial time was, even though this is a flat prairie, and, you can see everything from a drone, I actually went the wrong direction. Like, I went like a 90-degree error. I meant to go west, and it's even worse because you can see the mountains from here. And so I should have been paying attention and been like, well, where are the mountains when I'm going west? But yeah, I ended up going south instead of west, and there's a lot of scenery here that I didn't actually recognize, and I was like, well, where is this in that relative to that direction? But luckily, I knew I was heading back towards me right now because this thing has GPS, but if you don't have GPS, then you can actually get lost up there. So the GPS is a godsend, but it's not perfect, and sometimes I have lost it. So yeah, you gotta pay special attention, even in an obvious terrain like this, where you are, just in case you ever do lose your GPS signal. And yeah, this video here, it's just 5 minutes. Like, if you look how long, it was a distance test more than anything. Like, I just wanted to fly, and I went about 4 kilometers away from where I was, and the signal started getting a bit weak, but it was still, I could have gone further, and the battery life was fine too, so it's quite an impressive little piece of tech. And oh yeah, another thing I mentioned the initial time was drone pilots are actually pilots. This isn't something I would choose to label myself, but they make it, they call us that so they can like legally restrict us, I guess. I mean, nobody's gonna be like, oh, you can't fly your toy like that. And it is a toy. It's a toy for adults, but not in a sexual way. But yeah, and yeah, this video, it's one like so many others. Oh, there's actually a crop duster flying around. Like, you'll notice I'm low, and well, I usually like to fly this low, but the crop duster was around there, and this thing does give off a signal. So I don't know if he was up in the plane and he was getting like a signal that there's another aircraft in the area, and maybe he was getting freaked out because he couldn't see this aircraft, and he was probably radioing home. But yeah, I don't recommend flying these when there's crop dusters about. But I obviously was paying attention. I mean, crop dusters are loud, and I love doing these low shots like this, but crop dusters are loud, and if I saw him going over this field or even near this field, I probably would have packed it in. And because who knows, like, they could seriously charge me for manslaughter or something. Like, if the pilot flew into this little thing and then crashed and died because of it, like, they could do some serious charges with that. But yeah, so I'm pretty careful, and I don't do anything reckless often. I mean, there's a bunch of rules I'm breaking by doing this, but they're more for people that are causing trouble. I mean, I'm out in the middle of a farmer's field. I'm not trying to steal anything or do anything bad or stalking somebody. I'm just filming. I mean, if I wasn't doing it with this drone, then I'd be filming with a camera on the ground. And I don't think the farmer wants me walking through his field, so he can put up with a tiny bit of noise and a little camera flying over his field. He'll live and get over that and be a stronger person for it. So yeah, this is me catching up here, and this is about the time that I figured out that I had gone the entire wrong direction. Like, I was like, oh man, this is why all this stuff looks weird. And I mean, the road there with all these cars, I was seeing them, and I just didn't put it together until, like, here. And, yeah, you'll see us coming up here. And it was after this video, on the initial time, that my commentary got screwed up because I was trying to commentate nothing. It was just a blank black screen. Okay, this train here, this is actually by the Meadowlark Trail, and for so long I wanted to get trains, and then I ended up getting this one. This was after the one there's going to be another one coming up after this one, I think, and that's the real train video I like. But this one's still pretty cool. But yeah, I was just out here to film the Meadowlark Trail this time. I didn't do it this time, but I just, there's a train there, and I mean, how often do you see a shot like that where you're above the train, the tracks or the cars are rushing along underneath you, and it's just a neat little shot that you can't get any other way, basically. You need a drone to get this kind of footage. And, yeah, it's just a fun little experience. And I did get this trail. It's in a different video, but this trail, I mean, I wish I was in better shape. I'm probably never going to walk it, but I used to love hiking, and yeah, I just encourage people to do this. Although hiking in the mountains and foothills and stuff is a lot more fun. Although, I mean, the prairies are pretty too, and I don't think there's any strong smells along this path, like farm smells. But, I mean, there is cows along the road. Yeah, like, this is just me following the path here, right? Because I mean, I was like, oh, that train's cool, but I want to film the path here, so you can kind of see me wrestling with that. And then, oh, what am I doing here? Okay, yeah, I just kind of give up. I got the train, and I mean, I wanted to do a proper video for the path, which I did. And this is just another canola field. I wish it was a little bit windier, but it was so bright and yellow that I just had to film it. And I like these low shots like this. And there's the shade and the sun, and it's just a cool little shot again over the canola fields. This, I mean, the summer in the prairies, oh yeah, I go ripping over the highway here. I knew there was no cars, though. I mean, I was right by the highway, so that wasn't reckless. And here we go, just more. I just want to show, like, how much of this canola, where are they even going to use all this for? Couldn't imagine finding a use for all this canola, but I guess it's cooking oils and new car fuel or something. I don't know. Just, I don't have a lot to say about it. It reminds me, when I do this shot, there's this movie by Michael Bay, of all people, called The Island. And it starts off with a shot like this, but it's low and over water. And it always reminds me of that movie when I do a shot like this. Especially over something flat like this, but just endless amounts of canola. All this. God. And I mean, I thought they were having a dispute with China, so I thought they would have planted something else, because I think canola, or China doesn't want Canadian canola anymore or something. Who knows? But, yeah, somebody's gonna want this. I'd rather they were growing wheat or something. Just tons and tons. I don't even know how many little plants would be in this field, or that I've flown over, because it's just seems like an infinite amount. It's more than you would use in your entire life. You wouldn't even use like a quarter of this canola. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was this long. I don't have a lot to say about this, and I don't have any jokes, so you'll just have to I don't know, mute the commentary and look up a comedian or something. I'd recommend Ricky Gervais. He's a funny man. And Dave Chappelle, too. But, I mean, it depends on your humor. Those two are pretty much the top comedians in the world right now, I'd say. Famous, and they're, oh. Yes, Father? No, I don't need that now, but...
Did you see it? Read it.
Oh, what did it say? Google will block someone with the password for... Yeah, because I didn't have the number that you would have given me.
Oh.
So it...
Good old Microsoft.
Yeah. But leave that here, because I'm going to need it once I upload these. And I'm keeping this in the commentary. An improvised commentary. That's what I'm all about. Okay, now this is the real train video, I believe. Oh, maybe not. No, this is somewhere. Oh, this is just a short clip of a field. For some reason, we stopped at this field, and I was like, oh, I'll just do a quick little thing. I could have edited it to... I mean, these low shots are all pretty similar, but the colors are different, so, I mean, I could have done some fun stuff with this video, but, yeah. I just like putting them up for my own personal amusement. And, every farm field seems to, this is the train one, but every farm field seems to have, like, this weird little metal tubes and stuff in it, and they're all over. Like, every single farm has them, pretty much. I just like to know what the purpose is. Maybe they're gas or something.
Well, gas.
Well, they might be gas for, like, if their tractor runs out of fuel in the field or something.
That's what they are.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. But, oh, how do they even fill them up then? I mean...
In a quarter section, they drill one in each corner.
Oh. Well, you got an answer for everything. Okay, this video here, this train, wanted it for so long, and this is... wasn't the best I could have done, but it was pretty good. And it's just a neat little thing. And I was flying with it along with it at about 40 kilometers an hour, and it's still pulling ahead. So it was probably going 55, 60 kilometers an hour when it was just tolling. And you'll see just how long this train was. I think it had 2 engines at the front, and there's one closer to the back, but I don't follow it along very much further, like just about at that house there. But I just, like, look at the grass being pushed by the air. Like, it's not a windy day. This is just like the train pushing air out of the way, and the grass is being pushed by the air. It's a impressive mass to this thing. And yeah, I saw this from a distance, and then we had to hurry up and park, and we parked right by the tracks, and all these things, when I turn around, you'll see traffic just start to back up. But, I mean, this train was hauling ass, so didn't back up too much. I apologize for the swearing, but it was. Gotta emphasize, put emphasis, and I can't just say exclamation point. Well, I could, but doesn't have the same effect, I don't think. Yeah. Now I turn back and just, I mean, it's always my nightmare that there's just going to be one with a rod sticking up or something, and it would take out my drone. So, yeah, but pretty cool. Never see a train like this, not without a drone. And there are some pretty cool drone videos where people have actually flown beside trains. Conductors don't like that, but yeah, if you look online, one guy with a racing drone, he just goes crazy with it. He does flips and stuff and flies in between this bridge beams and stuff. He's good. He wasn't messing around that day when he did that, but he probably had a drone, and it was probably like a $500 drone American, but he was probably so rich that he could afford to take risks like that and make that pro video. But I mean, if I lose this drone, then that's it. I probably won't get another one. Yeah. And this is the big payoff. The thing about trying to get train videos is you can never tell the schedule. Like, I've tried looking online. I just want to know when the train's going through Irricana. And I think it's a precaution thing. Like, they don't want people blowing up the trains or some damn thing. I don't know. But that's the only reason I could see for, like, not having a public schedule for their transit. And yeah, that's about it. Traffic on both sides. Everyone probably saw my drone flying over. Big celebrity. Then I turn and pan up and say goodbye to the train. That's all she wrote.